What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Today, it's the 158th episode
You be grinding.
of the In Your Face. Of course, show. Of course, you know how I do it. I always do it the right. I always do it loud. I always do it greatly. Anywho, the In Your Face show, and I'm here with my good friend, my pal, my homegirl,
Hmm.
Miss Christie, and she's promoting a Kickstarter today. Miss Christie Shin, yeah, everybody.
What's up, you guys? How's it going?
What's up, everybody? Tell people what you got out today, what you got going today.
Well, I've got a Kickstarter right here. It is called Demon Bitch, and it's called I Hate You All. That's the campaign, and I'm going to join the chat right here so I can like drop it in there whenever I need to. And what it is that it's a
No
low
chat
level.
drink.
Huh?
No, no, I was reading comments. That's all.
Okay. It was just like she's a low level demon from the 13th pit of hell where people throw their dog shit in gum wrappers. And she wants to bring the second coming of Armageddon. And the first one never happened because she's stupid. So she's based on girls I hate. And I also, let me go pop this in there. Uh, what's awesome about this is that not only do I have a Kickstarter going on for the graphic novel, Pen 15 here. Yes, it's off the penis meme, so there you go. But it's not dirty at all. So I can sell it anywhere. And then the next one is Demon B meets Mr. F word, but it is actually for children. It is totally okay for children. And I will sign both the books. I also have Blenderfuck, which is a magnet, sticker, and patch. And I've also gotten uh, I am Shipbird pin, and that's what makes people happy right there. There we
Well, I
go.
got a question for you.
Yeah.
How long do Kickstarters normally take to really get it down, like to where you want to get it?
I would say, the thing, it depends on your amount of money, your crowd, like how big of a crowd you pull in, how many people you could talk to, and how many people you can converse with on that. So I would say, personally, I think it depends on how much money you ask. Like if you're starting out, I wouldn't ask for more than 500 to a grand. Do it for 30 days, just kind of as a test drive to see how things are going. And if you do pretty good, then you can increase the amount because you're going to have more backers and then you're going to have more backers the next time. So it's also, you got to look at it. Not only are you earning stuff to help pay for shit, but it's also, it's like kind of, you have to look at it as pre-orders in a way, a pre-order race. And number two, what's also nicer is that not only will you have it's like you're pre-ordering, but you're also growing your brand. And what's kind of nice about Kickstarter in itself is that they actually tailor the algorithm. So if somebody's never heard Demon Bitch, right, but they buy kind of comics like it, they will, when the person goes on Kickstarter, they'll kind of point it out to them like, hey, this is where it's at. So they'll actually be more attracted to your site. Now, the only thing is, I would say, that would kind of suck about it is that Kickstarter itself is actually okay and a good platform to do. But if you're trying to share it out, Facebook will like totally just go and just dive bomb your algorithm. That's why you sometimes have to talk to people in online. Sometimes you got to go and talk to other people. Like sometimes you got to go and put it up on other pieces of social media that aren't so restricted. So that's the only thing that sucks about Kickstarter, but that's with any crowdfunding, really.
I mean, I have an idea to to like keep eyes on it. What you do is basically to keep your posts like up in the algorithm where people can see it. Like your own posts, right? Like your own posts,
Mhm.
and then comment under it, so that way people can see it. That way people are able to really able to see it, and that way they will see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
That's why they keep. That's why it stays in the algorithm, and you know what I'm saying people will be able to. I think it stays in the algorithm for like a couple of days, where people can comment and like and share it if they want. But
Mhm.
that's how you keep that from happening. from Facebook pushing it down the algorithm. That's how you actually keep. That's actually how you keep all your stuff, all your links from going down the algorithm. Like
Mhm.
them, like your own statuses, and like your own, yeah, like your own statuses, and comment under them, so that way they don't the Facebook don't do that.
That's a
You
good
know,
idea. I've heard of it both, but I never heard of it used at the same time. So I'll probably do that.
yeah, yeah. That way you know what I'm saying. People will see that you actually did share it out, and people will able to see it. How do you think how do you think sometimes people are able to see these links that I put up, the show links and stuff like that? Sometimes not everybody sees them. Some of them scroll past them, and some of them catch them when I do go live. But it is what it is. Not a problem. Don't care.
Mhm.
Um. Uh.
Is that
Yeah.
only Facebook or Instagram? Because sometimes Instagram and Facebook they have like really weird algorithms. Like one of my friends, they did like the algorithm. They basically get repressed on Facebook, but then they want to go and elevate other stuff. So it's kind of very strange that way too.
Well, Facebook is I think Facebook. I think Digital Facebook owns um Facebook owns what you call that, Instagram. Facebook owns Instagram, so that should you should works the same way. It should work the same way, depending
Mhm.
on how you put it, depending on how you do it. You know what I mean? But sometimes sometimes Instagram, when you put it up there, when you put up your the links and shit like that. Sorry, when you put up your links and shit like that, what it would do is it'll make it black so you can't press on it, so you can't press it and shit like that.
That's
Where
stupid.
yeah, so you can't press it and shit like that, and I hate that shit. And so now you have to it say put up a link and shit like that, but it won't let you. It'll go straight. They go to a book or something like that. Like who the hell got a book? Like nobody got no videos and shit like that. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So like it's weird. It's very weird how Instagram is. But if you really want to put it up on Facebook, you do that. Go right ahead because that's how people are able to see it.
Yeah, I kind of do a cross post. I'll do it on LinkedIn to Instagram, on Threads, Blue Sky, and on Facebook. So I'm just like, and I put up in stories like, "Hey, this exists, guys," stuff like that. But that's about all I do. Like, and I put it up on Twitter, and I reshare it through Twitter too. So it's like I do it kind of like as a cross post, but I don't try to do it too much because sometimes it'll flag you for spam or it'll be too inundative. So I try to just
Hmm.
like keep it to two or three if I have to at a time.
You know how many times I got got reported for spam and for I ain't even know I ain't even I was just tagging people. That's about it.
Mm.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? I hate when Facebook does that. Facebook is so annoying, dog. So annoying, like so annoying. But what are the things that you would be getting from your face from your Kickstarter? Like
Well,
who would pledging? What are the rewards?
okay. Well, the rewards are basically, I would say the rewards are basically a graphic novel of the book.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'm also putting up my campaign and sharing your show on my page. So I'm just like doing that real quick.
Not a problem.
You
Not a
know,
problem.
all these eyes should be on it. So, but first of all, like what you would get is the graphic novel. That's pen
Hmm.
underscore 15 here. And that's a joke off that penis meme, where they have a pen. It says penis here. So like everybody starts laughing, haha. So it's kind of off that meme, but I wanted to make sure just to let people know it is not pornographic because it has Demon Bitch holding a pen, like right here, like with a dumb look on her face. And it's just the web comic of Demon Bitch, but it's also the fan art with Mog Park, Lawrence Raw Dog Hubbard of Real Deal Comics, and other shit too. So you get actually the prints of those comics too, prints of those, the prints of those fan arts too that are signed. And there's another one of Zoralita. She is from My Little Pony fame, one of the official artists. So everybody will have their stuff autographed if you get the prints. Um, I personalize the book myself. The second reward is The comic basically it's Demon B meets Mr. F Word, and it's about Demon Bitch helping Mr. F Word find his identity because he can't like say anything or even say his name because there's car crashes and bad things happen. But he realizes how important he is because he was really depressed that no one could say his name. And that is a completely okay kids book. You can actually have your kids read it. There is no cursing, no swearing. There is absolutely no, inappropriate situations for children. And it's
Mm-hmm.
somewhat
Mm-hmm.
human big. So you get that sign. The next one is now it's offered in a pin, a sticker, or a patch, but it's like, "Hello, I am Shipbird." And this was actually based off a story. So Shipbird is one of the characters in my comic. And what's even funnier is that she said they were going like, "Oh, well, like I had some people, and I've had people come up to me and say like, 'Oh, you drew me,' and I never even met him before, right? Like I'm like, I don't know who you are." And yes, my cartoon is based off real life, but I don't put anybody's name to it. Well, somebody gotten it in their head. Like both of these other rewards is because of people coming up to me and claiming it's them. And I'm like, I
Mm-hmm.
never met you. I've met 4 or 5 of you already. You're not that special, right? So it's like, okay, whatever. So one of the things that happened with I Am Shipbird is that somebody came out, tried to call me out for some reason, saying Christie Shin has been stalking me. I have a white bathrobe and Shipbird has a white bathrobe. And I'm like, so do like millions of people in America and the world. Like everybody was laughing at them, like, what the fuck is this? And they were even laughing even harder because they said, Shipper's a fucking piece of shit. So you want to admit that you're a piece of shit. So they were laughing at this person, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
decided to go and say, I've run into this too many times. I got to make a bit of it. So I put down, "Hello, I am Shipbird." So it's like, that song, like, "If I could give the world a Coke today," like that stupid 70s song. Just have everybody do a flash mob of it. If anybody remembers the 2010s, there were people that just like randomly showed up and they would be singing songs. They wouldn't really be singing, but lip syncing to them. The famous one, it was like Les Miserables one day more, where they'd just be performing the parts, and it wouldn't interfere with anybody, and actually it would be funny and it would be actually cool, like it was almost theatrical, but they wouldn't interfere with anybody's business, not like the shit that people do on TikTok, when they do a music video and they didn't ask the store for permission and they're assholes about it. So
Mm-hmm.
that's with the I Am Shipbird. The other one for Blender Fuck was funny because I guess another person thought it was about them. So they messaged me personally and told me that I should go get fucked by a blender. I'm
Wow.
like, okay, my self esteem, what do I do? So I went ahead and I sent it to one of my friends with the information redacted, of course, to my friends Don Wynn, and he drew her actually trying to hump a blender, which is on one of the add-on in the books in one of the add-ons, Alcoholics and Anonymous,
Ah.
where she's trying to hump a blender. Now with this picture, I just wanted to make a magnet, so I stuck the magnet on, so you could stick the magnet on the fridge, or if it's available as a sticker or a patch. So if you wanted to have a water bottle or a blender, or if you really wanted to put it in a blender, you could just put it on like the blender stick, just like have her humping the blender stick. Whatever you want to do, you can do. That's the next reward that I did, and that's based off of stupid shit that I've had people say to me. So there you go.
Ah. Damn. You know, that is the craziest situation, man. Crazy situation.
Making fun of real life is the best thing ever. Sometimes
Yes. And you know what? I have a thought, right? I have a thought, right? I had a thought. Something just came into my mind. Why
Mhm.
don't I? Nah, I ain't gonna put that on Facebook. But anyway, um, I have a thought. I had an idea, but I ain't gonna do that yet. Right. So, like, when it comes to Kickstarter, right? Like,
Mhm.
what are the hardest things to do when it comes to trying to get it together?
I would say um, I would say the hardest things is like just figuring out what you're going to do at first. It's not really hard in the sense of there's just a lot of prep you got to do. First of all, you got to get the word out there, like at least 2 or 3 months in advance. You know, tell people about it, whatever, in your newsletters, whatever. Um, then you prepare it, and I spend about 6 months preparing it. Like I'll start writing it up. I'll write it up what I want to do and figuring out what I want to go and have funded. So with these two books, that's what I wanted to do. So I went with the two books, and then I went with like all this other shit. Like, oh, okay, I'll just do these two books and whatever. Um, and then I kind of thought, okay, maybe like if they were
I think
stretch goals,
that
what do I need to do to prepare for that too? So, with those things in mind, I just went ahead and just went with
I
that,
think it.
and I just kept prepping it and prepping it and prepping it for that, and getting the cost together for a certain amount of books. How much would that be, including shipping and handling? You got to figure out postage, because with Kickstarter you have to go forward that. Oh, cool! Thank you, Rayla. So that's the thing on that, and not only that, but like to forward that in advance, you have to go and move that forward for other things. It's like you got to get your costs down. You got to get kind of figure out how you're going to get the word out, and that you're getting the word out. You have to just talk to people about it constantly. You have to make sure that the product is absolutely finished and ready to go to the manufacturer, whether to be printed or whatnot. Some people try to do it like when they've half finished the project, and it's like it's not good, because that's what keeps it in hell and you don't deliver on time. Find out from the vendors that do manufacture it, like how long it takes, and factor in the 14 days. And for me, it's been 14 business days for them to process your payment, and just put that all in the Kickstarter right there. Just let them know.
What's the Okay, what's the difference between Kickstarter and Indiegogo, and what are the ins and outs and the perks of having both?
Okay,
Having one.
so I'll go. I haven't done Indiegogo, but this is what I've heard from some people with Indiegogo. So with Kickstarter, what's good about it is that you get these algorithms. So like if somebody's never heard of Demon Bitch and never bought it, but they bought stuff similar to Demon Bitch,
Hmm.
Kickstarter will point you to it and say, hey, this is other shit you might like. So it'll actually kind of put more and more into that. Now, there's other ones where people do Kickstarter and then they do, I mean, Indiegogo. And I don't think, from what I've understood, and again, I haven't done Indiegogo yet, so can't tell you, oh, Indiegogo's this or that. You get what I mean? So Indiegogo, from what I've understood secondhand, is that they don't have as much as that. But with Kickstarter, you either fund or you don't. Like you have to
Hmm.
get all the money by the end. If you don't, you don't. But with
Right.
Indiegogo, you can get it during that. So you get what you get. The only thing is
Right.
that I think with Kickstarter, they take out about 10% for processing fees. With Indiegogo, I think it's 10 to 13%. Last time I heard, I don't know if it's updated by that. So, but Indiegogo, you can make it as long, I think, even to 90 days. Kickstarter, I think you have up to 60 days. But a lot of
Okay.
people run campaigns at 30 to 45 days.
Hmm. Because I've been thinking, right? I've been thinking on some thoughts, right? And you got a huge fan over there, Rayla. She
Mm.
says, she says she got some fan art coming. You never know. You might want to check that out and put that up on your thing. Get some fan art.
Well,
Get some
yeah,
fan.
that's the thing is like what I do sometimes is when I get fan art from people, I'll post it in the update. And if it's in the
Okay.
book proper, then I give them the book. That's the thing. It's like,
Okay.
oh, if I like the fan art, and I'll put it in the book, and I've sometimes asked people and I've sometimes not. That's the thing.
Okay. Okay. I was thinking, right? I want to give the people an opportunity. Soon I'll be coming out with something for book two of Jarhead. And if you would like to do some fan art for Jarhead, and actually, what I'll be doing is giving away um free. I'm thinking about giving away some free covers, free Jarhead covers. I'm
Mm.
thinking some variants, some covers. Whoever has the best fan art gets the cover.
Mm.
It needs it'll either be gold or
Mm.
or chrome or silver, whatever.
Foil, you mean
Depending
like
on
foil, right?
foiled. But yeah, you get what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
foil.
Yeah.
Okay. No, they just use slightly different terms. So I'm trying to get the best idea.
True that, true that, true that. And to help the people out to basically, if you really down for it, let me know in my inbox or comment in the or come into the stream. We talk about it. But also, I'm working on doing a pilot for the actual TV series of Jarhead,
Hmm.
and I would love for you guys to, help me with the maybe help me out. We could get this Kickstarter going, and we could get this thing rocking, get it up and ready, up and going, so we can actually, roll together and get this Jarhead pilot out, so we can, how far we could go from here. There'll be
Hmm.
some great, great, great rewards for when we do this stuff.
Hmm.
Thank you. Back to you.
Hmm.
Um, so having a Kickstarter. How long you been doing Kickstarter?
I've been doing it for the past few years, I think. I'm trying to remember exactly when I first started, but my first campaign didn't work because I kind of didn't know the ins and outs. I knew enough about it. But
Uh
then
huh.
when I went ahead and I actually did the second time, I had more of an idea of how to do it.
Mhm.
So I thought it was pretty good on that. So I went with that, and then like every campaign I increased the amount because I
Okay.
like had more ambitious stuff. I was printing more, I was manufacturing more things. But right now I'm
Okay.
kind of like going, it's like I kept it like I think I've just asked for 6K this time, which isn't that
Mhm.
much. So it's like I'm 77% funded, so that's good. So I've just been pushing to get it more and more funded per day. So there
Very
we go.
true. Very true. Which is very true. What I'm saying, like, you're making me want to do it. But I got a question for you.
Hmm.
Um, do y'all have to pay taxes on that money that y'all get from Kickstarter?
You know, um, I think it depends what state you're in. I would say yes, I would have to report on income tax because it's actually pretty significant. But considering that you're using it to cover costs, you can write it off. It's a write
Okay.
off because you're using it to purchase stuff. So it's like,
Okay.
it's not like you keep it and you keep all the money. It's like as long as you factor in your costs for that particular Kickstarter, you're fine.
Okay. Okay. Because I've been thinking about doing one. And the only thing that was holding me back from doing one was to see who I can talk to, see who I can, you know, see who can help me get it out there, get it
Mhm.
done. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because like I said, like Jarhead needs to be out there more, man. And I've been really putting in time. I will have the cover for Jarhead Revelations Part Two soon.
So Revelations
Uh,
like based like kind of on the book of Revelations in a way.
I would say it's give or take, it's based off on taking off from book one, but it's going to
Mhm.
have those elements of revelation in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. It's really going to go into depth of what happened, like how did Jarhead get away when he was tied up. You know what I'm saying? He was
Mhm.
shackled up in a if you read the first page of Jarhead, he's tied up, right?
Yeah.
And it leaves off at how who rescued him, who untied him and shit like that. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it goes into that to let people know who did it, who untied him, and who rescued him, and everything. And I can't quite tell people yet, and I'm
Mhm.
not, because I don't want to give away too much. But I will say
Mhm.
it is a team of five.
Nice.
I'm gonna just say that. I'm gonna just
Mhm.
say that. I'm gonna keep it right there.
Mhm.
It's a team of five, and you will get a lot of action. and more significant, talking, more
Mm.
ass kicking, I should say, you know. And hopefully, we could do some a collaboration, you know what I'm saying, and do some cross branding, cross promotion, you know.
That might be kind of cool. Yeah, let me know.
Yeah. I am hey, if y'all are really want to get into the contest of the fan art, let me know. Don't be
Mhm.
afraid. I am a good guy to work with, you know. Don't worry. You'll get your chance. It also, I'll reveal the winner on the show
Oh,
as
nice.
well. I'll be revealing the winner on the show, and I'll bring that winner on the show. That winner on the show, and I'll congratulate them on the show and have an interview with them.
That's
How about
cool.
that? How about that? Give y'all some eyes, put some eyes on you guys, and it could be any character you want, any character you like in the Break and Change universe, any character you saw me promote. It could be any character.
Mm.
They don't always have to be Jarhead. It could be any motherfucking character, you name it. I got you. Don't worry.
Mhm.
Because hey, it's all about showing people gratitude, and it's all about showing love. That's what it's all about.
Gotcha.
So back to you, my sister. Sorry for interrupting. Yeah, sorry about
That's
that.
fine.
Let me know when you got a Kickstarter. I'll share it out. Okay. You know, I was thinking. When it comes to your Kickstarter, right? Do you get trolls always trying to troll you for your Kickstarter?
I've just gotten the annoying spam of like people going like, well, I mean, it always changes. It's like at first it was like these crafted marketing things like, oh, well, I'm going to go like market your stuff, blah, 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 and everything. Now it's like, hey, you have this project that's like, that's interesting. Could I possibly discuss with you? And I've learned to ignore those because when you actually do talk to them, they're like, oh, well, we could do this and this and this for you, get you to all these followers. And I'm like, no, that's okay. And like what blows my mind is that they copy and paste the exact same thing over and over again under different names. And I'm like, what is this bullshit?
Yeah, that's actually those are scammers.
Yeah,
Those are
that's what.
scammers. I get that all the time. Yeah,
Mhm.
like you know, what is the most the what is the fun part of doing the Kickstarter to you?
Well, I think talking to people is amazing. Like talking to people and all these other things, it's really good. It's like it's been kind of interesting on that level. It's like it's been really good about that. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, okay,
It's just
awesome.
talking to a lot of people and like people think, oh, okay, well, I got a Kickstarter, I got to go throw a wall of text at people and be done with it, right? And I'm just like, no, that's not how you do it. Like, start a conversation, like, hey, how's it going? Oh, well, you mean like, oh, then I'll throw my link. I said, no, sometimes you just like, hey, I did a thing. Like, literally, that's what I say sometimes. And then they'll get like, oh, really? What is it? And or I'll like have a conversation if it's somebody I know. I said, yeah, I'm doing this. How are you doing? Oh, it's going good, blah, blah, blah. And like, I'll say to them, oh, okay, yeah. They'll ask me how I'm doing. I said, well, I'm doing this, this, and this, and this, and this is pretty good right now. So that's pretty cool. Doing that. So like whatever. And go from there. And then just say at the right time, you don't need to go for it. It's actually shorter than what you need to do. You just I was just going like, here's my Kickstarter. This is what I'm doing. And they're more receptive to it. And sometimes I've just gotten a pledge immediately from it. But really, just have a short conversation with people. People think it's like this really hard thing. It's not. You just hit them up and say, hey, what's up? But I mean, there's times where they pledged and it doesn't, because the Kickstarter will notify you and they pledged and then it doesn't show up. And I'm like, that's weird. And so I'll hit them up again and I'll say, yeah, just letting you know if you have pledged, just double check because sometimes Kickstarter doesn't register it. And they're like, oh, okay. And they'll check and they pledged. It's just like
They
whatever.
said, and she was Rayla said, yeah, out a Kickstarter the other day, and it attracted a scammer who wanted money for from me to share it out. Like, bruh, I'm doing that for free. You should too.
I mean, there are legitimate marketing people for it, but sometimes it's like you have to know them or you have to know about them. It's not somebody that's like being fucking ridiculous or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you don't want to fucking do it and then niggas no, because people like stealing shit and assholes about it. You know what I mean? Because people,
Well,
yeah, you don't.
you'll kind of know like if they're scammers or not because they all kind of talk the same. I hate to say that, but they'll all like it's like they're all copy and paste from one template and stuff, and it's like kind of annoying. Yeah, Rayla, like the thing is that you'll see these fuckers. They'll go on and they'll start commenting, and you're like, oh yeah, your campaign seems interesting. Can I talk to you about it? And now that's my new flag thing. Like, oh, this is a scammer kind of thing. And it's kind of shitty, but like whatever, it happens. Unfortunately,
Right. And
yeah, yeah.
I always wondered about that. Because I get them in my email all the time, or on my phone. On my phone, I get them all the freaking time. I'm like, shut the freak up, the
Yeah, and
fuck
it's
up.
like even funnier, like they'll copy and paste it all the time, which is stupid. You're like, okay.
Mhm.
And also with a good thing of networking with a Kickstarter, like kind of find other people that have kind of like type of genres on your Kickstarter so that you could put down like if you're crowdfunding a book, like and it's the fourth volume, like ask them to like say, hey, if I give you a free copy of one of my past PDFs, and then so give me a thing of yours and we'll put them each in each other's updates and we'll just kind of cross pollinate. That's work too.
Right. He said and Rayla said they do. And don't even get me on started on the tarot people who start with saying like grand rise.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying. Like
Yeah,
people like
they do that shit on TikTok, and that irritates the shit out of me. They be like, "Oh, hey, I see I have a reading for you," and then they're like, "You tell them you ain't paying for this shit," and then they won't contact you back. They'll let you know they'll be like, "This for free," yeah, and then they'll try to bill your ass. Yeah, yeah, they do that a lot of that shit on TikTok. I'm wondering why TikTok don't ban that shit.
I don't know about TikTok. I don't really go on TikTok. I kind of hate the environment of TikTok personally. That's just me. Because it's just like sometimes when I go on TikTok, it's like the most annoying shit ever and the most obnoxious people ever. I do have friends on TikTok. It does work for them. I'm not saying that it doesn't, but I'm just getting to a point with TikTok like I don't give a fuck right now.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about it like even when you send like I noticed that when you send stuff to TikTok, like say like if I send one of my videos to TikTok, I for some reason I will never like it'll say it's going in a archive box, but for some reason like
Hmm.
I don't know where the archive box is on TikTok. I don't
Yeah, I
even
don't
know
know.
where. Yeah, like for some reason TikTok don't show you where the archive box is. Like it'll show you an archive. I'm like, what the fuck? They don't even have an archives. It
It's kind
let,
of
let-
weird. As I said, I wish I could say like, yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I don't. I don't. I have a TikTok account, but I don't really like TikTok. As I said, so I don't use it. I've uploaded a couple of videos, but I kind of don't give a shit about it.
shit. That's why I
Yeah,
was like, man, yeah, a lot of that shit is very irritating, very irritating. Hey yo, I forgot to tell you guys,
hmm.
the king, I will be doing the very first episode of King's Hot Seat. It's going to be the whole show. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Christy, I got to tell the people this before I forget.
All right. Don't
Um,
apologize. It's your show.
I remember the segment of King's Hot Seat. The King's Hot Seat. Well, the hot seat. The segment is going to be where if you answer the questions, if you have like if I ask you a question, right, you have to answer it. But if the question, if you don't are not able to answer the question, you can ask somebody to help you with that question, help you answer it, right? But you will get hit with a pie, right? And if they don't answer correctly, you're going to continue to get hit with a pie, or you have to sit in a bucket of cold ice water,
Well, that's like
cold
the
ice
ale
water,
challenge right there.
or number three, you either have to drink the nastiest, most disgusting, most nastiest drink we put in front of you, or
Oh, that's
you can take the easy route out. Somewhat like that, Rayla, somewhat like that, but it's going to be a very big twist to it.
mm,
And we're going to do that on the 200th episode of the In Your Face show. We're going to do that for the 200th episode, and it's going to be designed to, you know, get eyes on it. So you might want to be there for the 200th episode. It's going to be fun, and it's
mm.
going to be. We're actually going to be doing it in the studio if I can find a studio around here that will let us do that. And we're also going to be having a party on the show
Oh, nice.
and a roundtable discussion. So you want to be there for the whole all the festivities, whether you're here, whether you're inside the studio with us, or whether you're on the panel with us.
Hmm.
It will be fun either way, you know. And whether you're watching, either way, it's going to be fun. So if you want to join this segment, you might will have to be in person with me or with us and everything. Would be in my crew or whatever, or you know I could do another smaller part of the King's Hot Seat. Well, I'll do about that little after. I'll do that more closer to the show, closer to the end of the show. I'll tell you all
Yeah,
about
just let
that.
me know when you're going to do that because it's like more of like getting out there and the dates and everything and all that other stuff.
Hmm. I
So
got you. I got you. Don't
scheduling.
worry. Do the personalities in Los Angeles help you fuel Demon Bitch character? Spear Feather said, "Do the personalities in Los Angeles help you fuel Demon Bitch's character?"
I would say they have like when I did Personal Monsters, that's when I first moved to LA, or that was when like I had been in LA for not very long.
I'm quite sure there's a lot of personalities, crazy personalities out there in Los Angeles. I'm quite
Hmm.
sure,
Hmm.
quite sure.
Yeah, there were a lot of assholes and stuff and blah blah blah. It's like really, it's really funny that way in a way.
Yeah, yeah. You ever bumped into a lot of weirdos?
I mean, there's bums, but like weirdos. I mean, there's eccentric people, but I don't think they're that bad. You know,
A lot
Los
of
Angeles
blood.
had me drawing a lot of blood. Oh dear. But for me, it's like it was more of I just dealt with. I think people have a certain concept of LA, and when they go to LA, they kind of get that first. But then when they actually get to know people in LA, they're actually pretty good. Like they're not assholes in LA.
Well, I mean, I never been there, but I want to go there one day. I want to visit there, and I want to find a good hotel to actually stay there.
Hmm.
I heard the airport sucks there. It's bad.
LAX is LA. There, LAX is like crowded, but then there's also Bob Hope. That's Burbank. That's actually pretty mellow.
Okay, okay, okay. So where is which LAX is in LA, right?
LAX is more on west side and west side of LA. It's like Culver City, Westchester, that area. Studio like and Burbank is I mean Burbank or Bob Hope Airport, that's Burbank, more northern LA.
Okay, okay, okay. So it's
It's
like you got
calmer
like
actually there. Hmm?
uh
It's calmer over there.
okay, okay. Because I have a couple of friends down there that a lot of friends down there that says, LAX is so crowded, and it's so it was like you gotta watch out over there. There's a lot of scammers out there.
There are. I mean, but if you find good people, you can. I mean, if you know some good people, there's a lot of good people in LA. They'll let you know about it.
Oh no, I'm talking about at the airport.
Oh, at the airport, they don't really have them that much. I mean, there's parking. There's like you could call an Uber or Lyft, so that's what people commonly have to get to where you need to be. They have hotels around there. They have shuttles, like free shuttles there or something.
You know, it's crazy, man. I took a fucking Uber, right? And
Yeah.
then I took it one time, and it was like $13. Okay. So the next time I took it, it was like 27 damn dollars to the same location.
Yeah, it's like they sometimes the rates for Uber go up or down and Lyft too. Unfortunately, that's what kind of sucks about it.
Like I almost got stranded one day.
That sucks,
Fucking with
dude.
Uber. Yeah, fucking with Uber. Ah, man. I'm like, damn. Uber, serious?
Right.
It's a lot of money you spending out on Uber and everything. Damn.
Hmm.
You could spend like $30 just for one ride, just for a ride that's to your house and back. And my house is only like not even 5 minutes, like 10 minutes driving to from my house to Walmart.
Mm.
So it's like at first it was $13. Now it's like 27. I was like, wow. Are you fucking serious, man? I'm like, nah, I ain't got time for this shit.
Mm.
But, anyways, yeah. Yes, it took 3 years for me to find the cool ones. She
Yeah.
said, yeah,
Yeah, you kind of have to do that. Dang.
yeah, dang. Dangity dang dang dang. Yes, yes, yes. No, but what I was thinking, right?
Hmm.
Um, when it comes to Demon Bitch, right? How long do you feel like how long of a series do you think this would be?
Oh, it would be ongoing, kind of like Garfield. Like, it's like, just doing whatever and stuff. It's like, day to day stream of consciousness stuff or whatever.
Hmm. Mm. So are you adding characters within it as you go, or are you just letting it just go flush?
It's both. It's both. Like, I sometimes add characters when I feel inspired to. Like, I just put in a new one called Psycho Bitch, and she represents me when I went through a very, very messed up period in my life where she's
Uh
just
huh.
emotionally reactive. But it's like she's so choked up with being told that, no one can help her or just being discouraged that and it's not like even being discouraged like, oh, you're not good enough. It's just she not getting the help she needs or she not getting things that she needs to have or empathy or anything. So she's in such pain and trauma that she just locks up and all she can speak is gibberish.
It's always good to make characters out of yourself because people get to feel the character more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, and it's also she carries knives. Not that I guarantee in being homicidal, but it's just like out of necessity because she's been hurt so bad. It's not. It's like if you don't bother her or if you're pleasant to her, she's fine. But the moment you just abruptly start screaming nasty things to her or are nasty, it's like like that because she's been that traumatized with life. And I unfortunately, I mean, I haven't stabbed anybody, but like I've had people say some pretty nasty shit to me over stuff that you don't go and talk shitty to people about. So it's kind of like that type of crap where she's like, it's like shit, like Psycho Bitch is just like so hair trigger now because she's been so traumatized and she's not been helped with her trauma that she's like like that. So like with Shipper, when she tells her she deserved a lot of very fucked up things that happened in her life, she just stabs her in the head because it's like that's really uncalled for. It's sort of like she does it to people that are really uncalled for. It's not that she just goes out of her way just to stab people that just upset her. It's just she
Well,
actually is very, 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 very like just closed off.
well, a person that is outside of the creative space and a creative mind, they will take take what you said as, oh, damn, like these people is crazy and dark. But you also got to understand these characters come from our minds. These characters come from where we were in
Mm,
life, or just characters come from us. That's like saying, okay, why do you think in movies, why do you think, where do you think the Joker came from? He came from a person's dark side,
right,
darkest spot. You know what I mean? Or where do you
right.
think Batman came from? He came from a dark spot. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like, just like I had to create my character to be introduced from a dark spot, from a dark place, a place where I was. You know what I'm saying? And I
Hmm.
had to go back there to create him and to build him and to make him what I wanted him to be. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people understand the creative role of understanding, how to do things like this. And people are so used to, you know, fucking superheroes with capes and draws on and everything. But you got to understand, those are not real superheroes. You don't see these motherfuckers out here with no goddamn cape. None of
Hmm.
those goddamn none. You'll never see a Batman running around with bat ears. You'll never see it. You'll never see a Superman, laser eyes and all that shit with a
Hmm.
cape and some drawers on. You'll never see it. But
Yeah.
what you will see is a character like Jarhead, a character like Demon Bitch, a character, something like that, because it's from people's life where they came from. You know what I mean? If you really understand the creative mind, a person that's
Hmm.
creative, like, you'll understand that they went through shit before to in order to get. It's like an actor or an
Hmm.
actress. Sometimes, okay, when in order to play a role, sometimes they gotta tap into those dark places in order to
Hmm.
understand the character that they're playing as. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like some people have to tap in, like, if say, like, if the character is emotional, you have to tap into that emotional side of you, overly
Hmm.
tap into it. You know what I'm saying? Or like say like like you have to play a character that's overly ghetto. You have to tap into that ghetto side of you.
Right.
You have to, like, not everybody can play ghetto characters. Not everybody can play a ratchet character. Not everybody can play a proper character. Not everybody was born like that. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Anybody can play a stereotypical character, but those specific characters that some movies have to play, some of them, it takes a very different person or a very special person to play those characters. You know what I
Right.
mean? But not everybody understands that. Not everybody is willing to take that in consideration. But I mean, hey, you can do anything.
Right.
but
Definitely.
but yeah, what you got to say about that?
Well, considering I do work where it is about real people, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, but you can always change as a real person. I've had people that were friggin' addicts to friggin' like everything. Like, I make fun of like some really fucked up drug addicts because I used to be friends with people that had been kind of in drugs. But the thing is, I also have friends that used to be drug addicts. And
Hmm.
you kind of know about like all different kinds. Like most people, I think, that are drug addicts, they've made a mistake. They're trying to get out of it. You feel bad. They're literally dealing with that issue or disease or whatnot, depending on what you want to call it. But there are a small subset of people that don't want to get better. They're
Right.
just pieces of shit that just happen to take drugs. And unfortunately, I've run into them. They do exist. I mean, the mass majority of people that have had substance abuse problems are not terrible people. They're not piece of shit people.
No,
And
no, no.
in my experience, like when I've dealt with people, you actually kind of realize they're some of my friends are drug and alcohol counselors, and some of them are former addicts as a result. Like there's actually a lot of programs where former addicts will become drug and alcohol counselors because they know what you go through. And one of the things they said is that there is a difference between a person and the addict that's there. And there are times in my life where I didn't really kind of see that because I'd only dealt with people that were addicts to people that were ex-addicts, and they've gotten clean, they went through their shit. I've never dealt with people interim. But when I started dealing with people interim, that's when I started realizing that yes, I knew what they were talking about now. But sometimes there are people that are just assholes that just say a bunch of shit that don't really know what the fuck they're talking about, but then they end up saying it anyway. So it's sort of stupid. You know what I mean? It's like kind of like it's just people. It's kind of like this. Like if you want to talk to people about things, and it's kind of funny because you talk to people about like stuff going on with you. I'm sure you've had a lot of people say to you at some point, like, oh, I don't want to hear about it. Oh, you should just get over it or whatever. And you're not being homicidal or crazy about it, but it's like they're not really hearing you. They're just saying a bunch of shit to kind of make themselves feel better and smarter, which I think that's a really bad place to be when a person's trying to come to you just to talk to you about something, right? Don't like that. And here's the thing. It's like, no, but here's the thing. It's like there's a difference between bitching and there's a difference between talking about stuff. So that's the thing that I don't think a lot of people get. And when I did Demon Bitch, I was obviously upset at some of these people that weren't very good to me. But instead of letting me talk about it, they were basically saying, well, you just need to get over your anger. And I'm like, okay, I'm not talking about how I'm going to kill them or go to their house and burn their shit or whatever, I'm just expressing anger about and hurt about a situation. And then they'll say, well, you shouldn't have been so nice. And it's like, wow, okay, victim blaming here. So it's like, the thing is that, but then these are the very same people on top of all that, that would do the exact same shit that I would do. But then they'd be crying and whining about how they needed sympathy. And I'm like, wait, you guys didn't show me sympathy or any sort of empathy or any sort of listening. So I don't see what the fuck's going on here, if you get what I mean. It's just sort of like I got kind of disgusted about that. I don't like that type of hypocrisy. And I think a lot of our world is like that, where they're going like, oh, you need a safe space. You need this, you need that. It's like, you don't give a fucking safe space. You don't listen. You just kind of act condescending and you let me bitch, but you also like don't really listen to me when I need it. That's it.
There's a
That's
difference
what's
between
wrong
hearing
about
and listening to a person. They hear
it.
you, but they not listening. Trust me.
Yeah, like they're not absorbing, like, they're not feeling you out. They're not listening to all the things. They're not talking to you. They're just being assholes about it.
See, a
And
lot
it's,
of people, what a lot of people, and I'm sorry about that. What a lot of
no,
people
no, it's
do
okay.
is they say they listening to you, right? But they're listening to you for the wrong reasons. And what they do is they're listening to you to be a vacuum for destruction. And what I mean by that is they take in everything that you're saying, and basically they'll repeat everything that you said to you and throw it right in your face. They're waiting for
There's
the
that
right
too.
time.
Or they'll
Wait,
just kind of fuck with you. They'll just say like, "Oh, well, that was all your fault," or poke it into your head like somehow you're at wrong, when really like you're just trying to talk to them as a friend.
and
So
that's why in our reality too, you know, guarding one's heart. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to people, not trusting people. That's how I learned. I had to hit my head. I had to hit my head against the wall numerous times before I came to my conclusion about certain people. You know, don't
mhm.
trust everybody. Don't trust people. Not everybody. Not everybody is meant to be your friend. Not everybody is meant to, be there with you. You know what I'm saying? Not
Mhm.
everybody's going to be there for you. Not everybody can hear that capacity or take that into consideration. In your
Yeah.
face, what's up, Nobi? But
And you'll
nah,
be,
what I was saying,
yeah.
as a
So
person,
yeah.
yeah, as a person, you understand where that comes from. That comes from a destructive mind, a destructive mind that
It's also
destructs.
very, it's a very
But
dismissive mindset too. That's what
hmm
I think as well. Um, by the way, real quick, Spearfeather said, "Did your characters give you the outlet you needed versus the assholes that said get over it?" It's funny because I was able to transmute feeling like shit, and I just put it out on people. Paper I would just draw and write the meanest, angriest shit, right? And then what would happen? Sorry, my cat. One of my friends basically looked at that and was just kind of like, I've had many people come up to me and said, "Wow, you wrote and drew this out of anger." And it's like, I feel this anger. Not like, oh, it's angry and I can relate to anger. It's more of like, I felt this like exactly like what you drew. I felt this. And then it makes people feel better because then they don't feel as weird or as ostracized or as fucked up when you write it. And it's like they go like, damn, it's biting, but it's biting because it's true. It's like this is bullshit. I don't like all this stupid bullshit. You see what I mean? So it's like I think people like it because it's no bullshit. It's kind of like, Nine Inch Nails when it came out. People really liked it because it described anger in a very no bullshit way. Like you can write about, oh, I'm all pissed off and shit, but if it's not really specific, and it doesn't have to be a specific kind of anger, but the sort of rage that somebody can tap into. It's not just generalized rage, but just like certain type levels of rage or anger or feeling upset or something. Nine Inch Nails was able to tap into. That's why people would listen to shit like that, like Wish or things like that, and they'd be like, I have felt this way. And it's not just anger, it's just I have felt this way.
Yeah,
And when you write something relatable to a person, they feel actually cleansed that they listen to it.
yeah, and that's why I said it's a lot of people don't under like it's like this. A lot of people wish that they was creative or a creator at heart, but some people is not able to grasp at that gift. You see what I'm saying? Some people are creative in other ways rather than drawing, rather than coming up with characters, rather than come up with
Yeah.
stuff like that. Not
Yeah.
everybody like people say, "Oh, I wish I could draw like that." No, man, I wish you can. You wish you could be yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
and
got
not
your
have
fish.
people tell you, not have people tell you like, oh, well, you just need to get over it. It's like, okay, first of all, you want to say to people like, motherfucker, how do I get over it? And usually they're not fucking over it either because like they're always like going like, I bring up my ex from 5 years ago, but they tell you, oh, you're stupid for being brokenhearted, you broke up. I've had people do that to me, and it's like I'm brokenhearted, and they're like, oh well, get over it. But then they turn around and then they bitch about their ex that they never let go of 5 years ago. And then you're like, oh, but you tell me to get over it. Fuck you, kind of thing.
Mhm.
Like, take your time and take your space to heal from stuff. And I think people should be allowed of that and given room for that. But our society, or just in general, people just kind of pretend to be quote unquote tough. And they say, oh, to be tough, I have to scar myself up so emotionally I don't feel anything. I said, no, that's called being emotionally fucked up. And you tend to do bad things to people too. You do the same shit that the person did to you to fuck you up. Now you're doing it to other people. That's actually not healthy.
That's the way society is. Society is all about trying to portray this persona that they're great and they're that they can't feel that they you can't feel pain. You know what I'm saying? Or if you show emotion, that you're a bitch or you're a punk or you're weak. No, a person that shows emotion, that shows sensitivity or compassion is not weak. Those are actually some of the strongest people
Yeah. Yeah. It's
that
just
will
like you
shut
just
up.
said, you're going to have to cry and get through fucking things to be tough. It's just working it out. If you have like a sore underneath your system, you're going to feel like shit all the time, and then you're going to take it out on people because it's going to get worse and worse and worse. It's going to get infected. So you might as well deal with it then and there as much as you can. That's why I just think it's really stupid that people just say, oh, just get over it. It's like, okay, well, how do you get over it? You just don't talk about it. It's like, no, that's actually kind of wrong. Like, it's actually to get over sometimes something, you actually have to be kind of pissed off and work through being pissed off or whatever you feel. And at least several times before you're like, okay, I'm done with it. I'll let it go. But even then, that's not, it's dependent on what you have dealt with. Sometimes you need help prying that out. And it's like, well, you just got to be happy. It's like, okay, there's only so much fucking I'm happy all the time. Sometimes you're not fucking happy. Sometimes you feel like shit, and that's okay. I just, and I think with Demon Bitch, it's sort of like I make people laugh, but I make people laugh at their own shit sometimes. There are some people that said, oh, I'm like Demon Bitch. I'm like, okay. But they don't get mad at me.
Yeah, and see a lot of people can relate to your character because you're going that's a real character, that's a real person, and that's
Mm-hmm.
why a lot of folks. Superman, okay, it's like this: Superman and Batman. Superman is overpowered.
Mm-hmm.
Batman is rich now, or Iron Man. Now, the average man ain't rich. The average man ain't even no billionaire.
Right.
The average man is not even close to 100,000. The
Mm.
average, you know, the average man has a dream of being Batman, a dream of being Superman, but those are dreams that people wish instead of doing, or because
Mhm.
those are those are dreams that's fictitious if you really look at it. I'm gonna tell you why.
Mm.
Because not everybody has their own dreams to dream. You know, you have Superman telling you, you have Superman, not really saving the world. Get it? And some draws and a blue leotard suit and a cape. You tell me who's running around like that, unless he's crazy and wow, weird.
Right.
All right then. There's no real. That's not doing that in real life. Now, I don't look. I'm just saying, really think about it. So what we're doing is we're basing these characters off of us, off of who we are. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of people can relate to what we're doing. A lot of people can relate to what the characters that we're putting out because those characters are parts of us. You know what I'm saying? Some are part of your happiness, some are part of your sadness, some are part of grief, some are part of trauma, some are part of happiness, love, some are part of lies, some are part of all that, all that. Some are even part of sin. Some are even part of God. That's what it's all about. It's just it's like it's like writing a regular book. Don't you have to have characters in it? Where do you think those characters come from?
Yeah.
You know, that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people say, "Oh, I want to come out with a book." Come out with a book. Come out with a
Yeah.
book. You're gonna have to bring out a character that relates to people, that could get some eyes on your book. You
Mm.
know, you're gonna have to come out unless it's a book that's a tell-all book or it's a book that's about you. You know what I'm saying? Or you want a book that's about you, but you put another name on it and make it totally different from you,
Mhm.
that it could be a different person but still you.
Right.
It's just the same. It's just I just feel like, but you can also relate to those characters that you make. You know what I'm saying? Can somebody say amen if they agree with a brother? Give me an amen if you agree with a brother. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I love men and their life of agony. It helped me verbalize and not
Yeah. It's just
feel alone.
yeah. Like sometimes it's just you're taught, oh, you need to be like fucked up, and I'm like, yeah, fuck you for telling me that I need to be fucked up.
It's like, okay, it's like men, okay? It's like us men. We get told, okay, suck it up. You're a man. You're not supposed to be crying.
Yeah.
Well, when us guys cry, we get called a B. I don't see that. That's the one where expressing our emotions. It's like society has this false narrative of false masculinity. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
you wonder why the woman is taking on the masculinity and the man is taking on the femininity. A lot of, like, you see the reverse things. That's in reverse because a lot of men are not allowed to speak how they feel, and they're forced to toughen up. They're forced to hold their feelings in. And when some people commit crimes out of grief and out of their pain and out of
Right.
that, and what I'm saying, that's what it's all about. That's what happens.
Yeah,
You
I've
know,
never been in agreement like, oh, men don't cry or whatever. It's like that's ridiculous. Or women should be this way. And I'm like, look, I've seen in both sexes that people will just have fucking problems if they do not give their emotions credence. Now, nowadays, it's like, oh, I'll just take it out on you. I'll just act really undisciplined and start screaming and yelling. It's like, okay, no. Like how you can express anger in healthy ways. You can't just rage or you just can't yell or scream or cry. There are way or send like a angry wall of text because you're upset. You need to take the time to calm down, but they're like, oh, well, calming down is just repressed. No, calming down is kind of like going through your feelings because they need to be said. Okay, they need to be addressed.
Mm-hmm.
But do you really want to do this right now with the thing? Like, is this going to help you accomplish? Now, that doesn't mean that just because you get mad, you're not going to get what you want. But let's say if like you did something, you pissed me off and it got me angry. Now, would if I wanted to keep up a talking relationship with you, like for example, I'm not saying I, but so the thing is that what do I do? Write a wall of text and see how much, tell you how much of an asshole you are? Yeah, that's going to work. That's going to make things not good. I may legitimately feel like you're being an asshole or whatever, but that's not good to say to somebody, especially if you're dealing in the throes of temper, right? Or anger or whatever. The
Yeah.
best thing to do to best use that anger is like what I've been told is like get a sticky note if you have a PC or just get something. Write out what you need to write out because your anger needs to be voiced, right? Your
Mm-hmm.
anger needs to be voiced. And then you take a moment and sit back on it. All right, you've blown up, you've done what you needed to do in a safe area. Now write what you really need to write to that person because you got it all out. Because the thing is, if you act really super reactive, I don't want to say emotional because I don't want to demonize emotions, but if you react, if you're highly reactive, you're not going to be in a space to resolve it. Because if you hyper react to somebody and they react to you, you're both going to be reactive. You guys aren't going to solve anything. So the best way, at least for you, to focus on what you want, it's like I'd be like, like I'd write the angry note, but I wouldn't send it. I wouldn't do anything. I just kind of write it out, get all my initial reactivity out. Then I'd be going like, hey, you know what? Like either in conversation, the timing, whatever. Say, you know what you said, I didn't really like, or and it's a lot more down. It's a lot more de-escalated because I'm not coming at you like I'm like this, either, physically or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, I really didn't like what happened. That wasn't
Mm-hmm.
cool. And see how much more capable and willing you are to answer to me and deal with me rather than if I start screaming at you in a wall of text what a fucking asshole you are. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I would react the same way. I'd be like, you know what, I'm not gonna. It's like either way. Like even if you wanted to talk to me later, and if I acted that way, you would just shut me off. Like people shut down when people are screaming at them. That's not a good thing, or they're highly reactive back. And what I have learned is like those methods of communication are never effective to get what you want. And I don't mean just things, just if you want to express your anger properly or want to express things properly, you do that instead of screaming about or sending angry walls of text to people. It's like, no, you know, it is better to react, but in a safe environment or in a safe way, and then that will help you to take that anger and transmute it into something useful.
Not everybody's. And truth be told, everybody needs an ear. Everybody needs an ear. Everybody needs ear to hear.
Yeah,
Ear to hear them out. Somebody to hear them out. Somebody to just let them know that they're there.
yeah,
Somebody
and it's
that's going to be there for them no matter what. Not every Nowadays, this world is not about love. It's not about being there for people. It's all about getting what you can get out of people and then leaving or leaving you high and dry. Not everybody has that heart to be there to stand for a very long period of time with you. You know. Now, when it comes to me, a person like me, I've been there. I've been there when it comes to been there. Done that. You know, people say that they're your friend, and then they no, don't trust them. No, they judge you and all that stuff, and nah, that's why it's always good to you know just stay to yourself. And the real friends will show you who they are, and the fake ones will expose themselves. All you got to do is just sit and wait.
right, right.
Sit and wait.
So that's all I'm saying about that. It can be love the more you search. It can be love the more you search, or the more we have those sticky note moments and come back later. Yeah, I mean, as I said, it's just I think people think that, oh, I get to express my emotions means that I can go and just scream at you whenever I feel bad. It's like that's not how it works. But yet they're saying like, "Oh, be gentle with me." It's like, "Well, you have to be gentle with people too." Sorry, it works both ways. It's like what you put out reflects back to you. If you have a crappy story of like interacting with people, it's going to reflect back and it sucks, but you're going to have to like rewrite that about yourself and rewrite how you react to things. Like if you're hyper reactive to everything and then you wonder why people are so touchy about you, they kind of read off of that. So it's just best to kind of like work, like they tell you go within and work on yourself. And that doesn't mean like you take salt baths and shit, but you just recognize, okay, right now, this week, it's a bit much for me. Let's dial back on some shit. And that way I can kind of recover. But it's kind of weird because I don't think we've been taught that. I think we're getting better at being taught that, but sometimes it's a process because people don't understand it, or they say like, oh well, you should just get over it. It's like that's not how it works. But there are also differences between like talking about and working things through compared to marination and shitty things. you know
Hmm.
I've been through both. It's really stupid, but it's like that's how it works. I've been around, like, even if you were raised around people that were highly reactive, and even though you're calm, you still have that in you. Like, you still have that in you. And I'm not saying like, if you necessarily go around and rage and all this stuff, but it's like you don't know your baseline, you don't know what's normal, especially if you've been in a reactive household or very overreactive household. So it's like sometimes you have to find that baseline that's actually more level, and it can take a process. Like, that's why people go to therapy, that's why people go and get counseling and shit, because it's like that's an actual neutral level. Because I'm not saying family you can't depend on, but sometimes family is the problem. Like, if you have a family that's like had high drama and shit like that, that's all even if you yourself isn't high drama, like you yourself have, like, you try to be calm and collected, you still have that baseline that's kind of up there because you have not been raised in an environment which is like more down level. You get what I mean? So it's
Hmm.
kind of like going within and finding yourself. And sometimes that can reflect back to you. And people are like, I don't do these things. What's wrong with me? I mean, I'm talking about personal experience too. And sometimes you just got to go and find something or find out about something that puts you on that level. And I think that's probably also why a lot of people do drugs too, on some level, because they're trying to find a different level where they're good at. But the problem is it's not a great level to be at. It's only very temporary and fleeting, and it doesn't allow you to stay at that level or to put yourself at that level, or healthy ways to do it. So, and I'm not talking about psych drugs, like where you have to take it because of depression and all that shit. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like, you know, self-medicating drug use where you're trying to numb yourself. And the different drugs that people can take is like on so many levels. Like, people take meth to like be at this high level because they want to feel euphoric. And some people just drink as a depressant because it lowers them down because they're up here. So they need to be lowered down. But none of those are healthy on that level. And a lot of times, and again, I'm not trying to preach to people about like, you should never do drugs and everything. I'm just saying that when I've seen people use it to cope and self medicate, it's never a good thing, because then they don't learn those skills to do it themselves. But then they have to escalate that stuff, and it doesn't, and end all at the end of the story, it's like it doesn't help with the behavior. It ends up fucking them up more, because then their behavior is going to go out of control again. And
Hmm.
that's pretty much why people take more and more of the drug, to try to regulate themselves, and it's really not good.
Right, right. Do that. That's the thing that a lot of folks are are missing out on. They're missing out on love,
Yeah.
and a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't have the love in this life right now, because in this world, it's so tainted, so tainted with, you have to be this way, you have to be that way. If you're not that way, if you're not this way, then you are lame. You are this, you are that, and
Mhm.
it shouldn't be like that. Everybody has their own identity. Everybody has their own um person, are their own person. You know what I'm saying? Is their own person basically.
Yeah.
And but people can't be themselves without a person having an opinion about it or having something to say. You feel what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
when a person pissed off about it. Now you want to, when a person is violent, now people want to call the cops because they got in people's business.
Mm-hmm.
That's just destructive. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are made to. A lot of people are brought into this earth to just to challenge the other and to basically, help you grow, but in a way where they don't even know they're helping you. They meant it for your worst, but God meant it for your best. Just maybe fucked up at them at that time,
Right.
but just be seen fucked up at the time. But at the end of the day, not everything in this life is going to be happy days, good days all the time. You're gonna get your lump stomach bad. You're gonna get bad days. You're gonna have fucked up days. You're gonna have days where you just want to just fucking say fuck it. I don't want to do this shit anymore. You're gonna
Right.
have days where you just want to get out, go out.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have days where you feel like you can't do it anymore. You can't just. It's gonna be a lot of this. It's gonna be a lot of those days. But as long as you find peace in being yourself and just trying to get in life, through life, and as long as you find peace in something, whether it is God, whether it is drawing, whether it is writing, find something to slow you down and keep you from going the other route. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's just like, as I said, it's like and the thing is, like, they say, oh well, you have to be happy all the time. It's like, happiness is a state. Sometimes you're not in that state all the time. Sometimes you feel like shit, and that's okay. Like, sometimes I've noticed that, like, now this is not an advocate of staying in depression or ignoring depression, but even depression can be normal in certain circumstances. Or sometimes you just feel fucking depressed because that's how your brain is being at the moment. I mean, if it's like debilitating where you don't wash or clean yourself and do normal things, of course, but you can be depressed for a little bit of time. It's okay. It doesn't mean there's something fucked up with you. It can just mean like, hey, my brain's kind of depressed for a while.
Mhm.
But it's like everybody's just jumping on everything. It's like, okay, well, if it becomes a problem, it becomes a problem. But sometimes it's like, okay, maybe it's not a problem. Like, I may not feel good. Like, there are times I've gone through a period of time where I just felt like I was in a funk and it sucked, but I just
Mhm.
worked through it. But there were times like, yeah, like there were times like I've known people that were very clinically depressed and they did need help. So there's not like this blanket statement. The two questions I ask myself is like, will I be able to take care of myself and others? And number two, am I like downsliding on my priorities? Now that doesn't mean like if you kind of go on light duty for a little bit to kind of give yourself a break. I mean like literally like you don't get out of bed and wash yourself for 3 days. Then I would say, yeah, you probably need help. But if you're feeling like, I'm kind of depressed and I'm kind of going through life and I feel sad and it's like a week, but then you kind of get past it, that's different.
Mhm. Mhm. Yep. It's how it happens. Um,
Yeah.
those are the things that needs to be assessed. You know what I mean? Those are the things that needs to be done the right way. And
Right.
if it's not done the right way, somebody could get hurt. Plain and simple.
Hmm.
Somebody can get hurt and hurt bad if it's not handled carefully with that situation.
Hmm.
But enough about the philosophicality.
That's always Demon Bitch always ends up that way. It's funny because it's like I think I wrote a pissed off book to make me laugh, and now it's this deep fucking shit. So it's funny.
Well, I mean, hey, it's good to go deep with you. Good to understand what this character is all about. That's what people who are interested will get deep into the character, will understand the character, because that is what we do this for people to enjoy the character as well as us, understand the characters that we do as well as we do. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
I
see the
agree with
thing. Yeah, that's what we do this for. We don't do this for shits and giggles. We do this for fun. When we do this to relate to the people, to put out there so people can feel happy, so it can brighten others' day,
right.
and to make people happy. And the reason why, and I'm gonna tell you the truth, the reason why I built this show, is to bring peace and love and happiness to all the faces that didn't have any hope.
Right.
To give them hope, give the people hope, give the people something to be happy about, give the people something to be proud about, give the people something to come to so they can just sit down and just let their hair down, giving them a place where they could just chill and just watch a hour and a half type of show and just feel loved and wanted and received and understood.
Mhm.
That's what the in your face show is all about. It's more than just kicking ass and taking names and bringing on big celebrities and bringing on people to promote their shit. It's more than that. We
Yeah.
are family. We are love. We are happiness. We're peace.
Hmm.
That's what this show is about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I would not bring people on this show if I'm going to promote bullshit and drama. No, I would never do that. I would never bring people up in that light. I'm responsible for your happiness, and I'm responsible for who you are as a person. I'm responsible for putting you out there in the highlights in the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because I love me some spotlight. Goddamn, I love me some spotlight. I'll be damn sure if I'm going to be put out in the spotlight in the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? But
No, I hear you.
that's why I say this show is a show that it don't get a lot of eyes on it. It's not getting a lot of eyes on it yet,
Hmm.
but soon it will. But we're gonna work with what we got, and that's what it's all about. This is a show is making something out of nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right. And
saying?
it's also like putting it out there. Like even if people go like, "Oh, well, it's not a direct thing here. It's putting it out there." I've noticed like whenever I put it out there about my stuff, it may not be from the show directly, but it's like the fact that I put it out there, I get things. So
Mhm. Mhm.
fuck it, why not?
That's why I tell people this show is a flagship type of home type of show.
Hmm.
We'll promote your shit. I'll promote your shit for free. I don't give a fuck. I don't mind that. Just let
Right.
the people know that you have been in your face today. I You have been in your face. I gotta find a slogan. I gotta find a slogan. You have been what yo, help me with a slogan, y'all. Help me come up with a slogan or something. Help me come out with a slogan. Put it in your face when the person has been on the show and has felt the feeling and the energy of the in your face show.
I
A
would just
spirit
say
of
in
it
your face. That would just be it. I think it's just you just have to say in your
in
face.
your mother. No. I
Yeah.
mean,
Your face.
people have been in your face. You know what I'm saying? They have been moved by the in your face movement, baby. You know, they have been moved. They've been moved, baby, by the in your face, baby. You know what I'm saying? They have, and sorry. Well, I got a surprise for the people soon. Later on, later on in the year, like in November, December, somewhere around there,
Mhm.
I will be coming out with more hoodies and t-shirts soon, very very soon. I'm very very sorry I haven't come out with my merchandise because the website has needed help. I needed help, with some stuff. But in your mind, in your face, the in your face show where you stare at the truth. All right, I'll take that. I'll take that. The in your face where you stare at the truth. You damn right. You get the truth. fried, died, and laid to the side.
Right?
I mean, hey, hey, the in your face show is where you need to be, baby. Is where you need to be. And if you're not here, I don't know where you're at, but you better get here because it's been in your face. But all right, yeah, it would be awesome. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that sounds pretty cool. Of course, we all cool, baby. We all cool. It would be awesome, right?
Hmm.
To see y'all guys with my merchandise, with the merchandise of the In Your Face t-shirts and the hoodies and everything. It would be awesome. And when I do decide to do my convention, everybody coming in with the In Your Face merchandise on and shit. It'll be cool. It'd be awesome. Be very awesome. But as of right now, we're working on getting a. I'm working on getting a t-shirt to maker. Cause I'll be damned if I'm gonna go through Printify and all them shits to get my t-shirts.
Hmm.
It costs too damn much. Oh, you damn right. But yeah, as I was saying, gotta be some Sour Patch Kids. But
Yeah.
as I was saying, I just feel that the In Your Face show. Like when I first started this, I felt like everybody else, where I felt nervous. I felt scared. I felt perturbed and all that shit. But as I kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it, even though I bombed a couple shows, shit, man, I got up on this motherfucker and I was feeling smooth. I felt good as I kept doing it because you don't get everything at that time. And I love the show. I love doing the show. I love giving people a chance to smile, giving people a chance to see their faces when they're on the show, and I have a lot of people doubt in the show that it has that effect on people, that it has that energy. Now,
Hmm.
Christy, now out of all the people that has been on the show, how do y'all feel? How did y'all feel before the show, and how did y'all feel after the show? After doing the show, y'all speak in the comments about it. Let me know in the comments. And Christy, you let me know how you felt before the show, before you even got on the show. How did you feel before and after?
I usually felt pretty good. Like I felt like I was in a good space when I was on the show, and then when I got off, I felt good. It's like as I said, it's like I still felt good either way. Like I felt good going in, I felt good going out, and then when I got those pledges, I felt even better. But but yeah, but I mean, it always worked out. It's just like you know, go from there. It's just like right now, I'm um I'm kind of going. Oh, I'm looking at it. It's just like as I said, not too bad, but I kind of want it to be better. Where I'm at 70, it looks like 77, 78%, which is nice. But it's like the faster you fun, the much better you feel, right? So there you go.
Hey guys, hey, hey, if you like what she brought before the show, I stressed because reasons, but after the show, I forgot about my problems. Thank you, Rayla. Well, that is what the show is all about. It's all about taking you from your problems, taking you from and taking you from feeling bad and putting you in a place where you felt good. You feel good and you feel loved and wanted.
Hmm.
That's what the show is all about. Well, I got in touch more with my identity. It's a micro. What is that damn word? Micro
Microcosm.
microcosm. Damn, I'll be saying some big words.
It's in your little
Microcosm
world.
for what happens in the world when we have meaningful conversations with other beings. That's right. If you give it a chance, and I tell a lot of people, give the show a chance. I can guarantee you, being on the show, you're going to feel a lot better. On the show, you're gonna feel a lot better, and trust me, I always get this. I always get it. I always get the give people get the chance to come on and have fun. That's what it's all about. You know, what it's all about. It's not about trying to be something that we're not.
Mhm.
I made the show for a very specific reason, and to bring love and serve the people and love the people. That's what it's all about.
Mhm.
But also, Miss Christie,
Mhm.
you let the people know where they can find you, where they can get all your merch, all the Kickstarter, and start the pledging and all that shit. Let them know where you at.
Well, we can go to www.horrortourstudios.com. I tried to drop it in the chat, but I couldn't drop any links in the chat, which was weird. But I have them in there too. I have it in the private chat if you want to drop it. For some reason, I couldn't. So
All right, let me see.
that's
Send
my
it to me.
Kickstarter right there. Yeah.
Did you send it?
Yeah, it's in the private chat.
Okay. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Also, for all of you new people who's watching the show, please like and subscribe to the channel and hit that notifications bell to get all. So when I go live and to when I, you know, come out with more stuff and to get all that is the In Your Face show. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, let me take us out. It's been well. It's been good. Thank y'all for watching. It's been well. That's the In Your Face show. And hold on. We out. Peace.